Hi there, this is Charles. Let me ask you a question. How can you build a secure future and avoid a bleak retirement and the possibility of working until you drop? Now, the baby boomer generation and increasingly younger and millennial generations are facing an uncertain future with increased job security and drastically decreased pension benefits from the state and private sector. I've seen it in the UK where defined benefit pension schemes or final salary pension schemes, which give you a guarantee, have virtually disappeared from the private sector, although you can still get these type of pensions if you work for the government, the state, the NHS, teaching, and I think it's the same in America, but it's only the government employees now that have these type of schemes that give them a secure retirement to look forward to, but it doesn't exist in the private sector virtually now. And in a country like the UK, half the people are employed one way or another by the state, so they're okay, but the other half are not going to be okay, and will end up with inadequate pension provision where they'll be sitting there thinking, can I eat or heat, or what can I do? Many will just have to keep working and working, which is not always possible if you haven't got the good health to do those kind of jobs. Do you want to be the 70-year-old guy pushing 50 trolleys around the supermarket car park? It's not going to be easy for a lot of people. Now, there are a number of steps you can take to avoid this, but it starts with really your mindset and your habits. And I know you're probably going, mindset, what's that got to do with it? But changing your mindset is important. I'll explain a little bit more about that later. But changing your habits is the first thing. I mean, if you can't change your spending and saving habits, where are you? Where are you going to get to? But how can you do this? Because, as you know, changing a habit that you've held for many years and has become part of you is easier said than done, right? Now, this could be smoking, an eating habit, or whatever it is, drinking. It's not easy to change that by yourself, not something you can easily do. Now, the answer is obviously to get some help, to get guidance. Instead of trying to do it all alone, get somebody to help you. Take a course, take a program, or better still, get a mentor or a coach. What's the most effective way to lose weight, for instance? Well, millions of people have found that they lose weight by joining a group like Weight Watchers, for instance, where you have a class and a group and you get together every week, and this will give you education, support and accountability. It's that accountability, that weekly meeting that does it. Trying to sort of lose weight by just going on a diet by yourself or reading a book is not that easy. What's the most effective way of quitting smoking, drugs or alcohol? Well, again, they enter a program, they go into rehab, they go into a class, they go into a group, or they find a coach that can help them through that. Millions of people try to lose weight, they try to quit drinking, they try to give up gambling on their own, but most people fail and go back to that same old destructive habit again and again, right? We know this. This is why our organisations like Alcoholics Anonymous, Gamblers Anonymous have been going for decades, because they've helped millions of people kick the habit through a combination of coaching, mentoring, as well as learning. But it's the coaching and mentoring, the accountability that has, I believe, most of the success in these organisations. And it's the same thing if you want to get fit, get a six-pack, get a personal trainer, someone to get you out of bed in the morning at least, or have an accountability buddy. That's another way of doing it. You want to improve your golf swing, your tennis strokes, then get a coach like all the best players do. In fact, best players keep a coach even though they've reached the top. They need to keep that going, don't they? They always have a coach. The most successful people have a coach, they have a mentor, even when they've reached what they call the top. They still need to stay there, right? So it doesn't mean you need a full-time coach, a full-time mentor like they would have, but you know what I'm getting at, right? And it's the same thing if you want to improve your financial situation, your business life, you want to make more money, you want to earn more, you want to accumulate more, you want to be financially secure and financially free. It's the same sort of thing. If you want to do these and you want to avoid making the same mistakes that brought you back to where you are today, or you want to be financially free and retire early, then get a money mastery coach. Now, money mastery coach will guide you through the financial maze and show you a clear path to financial freedom without the pain of trial and error and making those same mistakes again and getting back to where you started, like a game of snakes and ladders. Now, today I want to just give you 3 quick money secrets that will make you wealthy without working any harder. It will certainly make you wealthier than you are now without working any harder. Now, if you're fed up with struggling financially, then listen to this. So first of all, thanks for listening. Thanks for taking the time to join me today. You know, money problems are one of the biggest causes of stress, relationship breakdowns. You know, I've seen it before. I've seen arguments in my house over money. It's the worst thing, isn't it? It's the worst thing that situation you can be in. That poverty situation, that struggling, you know, week to week, month by month. Now, just in case you don't know me, I'm Charles Kelly. I've worked for 25 years, previously in financial services as a financial advisor for banks, insurance companies, and with my own business. I'm not doing that anymore, but I have helped thousands of people solve their money problems. Now, I was successful, but it wasn't until I discovered the real secrets of mastering money that my clients started achieving amazing results. Now, I say I discovered these because they weren't taught by the financial services industry. They weren't taught by the insurance companies. I went on so many different courses and sat public exams, but none of them taught these kind of secrets. They were mainly geared towards product selling you a product, selling you a pension, a policy, an endowment, a life insurance plan. That's what their focus was, because the banks and the insurance companies control the industry. So they don't want people to really learn this themselves and discover this themselves. They want you to be dependent on their advisors so they can sell you their products. That might sound a little bit harsh, but it is true. Most financial advisors are really affiliate marketers. They sell products for a commission or a fee. So I'm not knocking the industry. I've done very well from the industry, but I'm just pointing out the reality of it is that they are there to serve themselves as well as your clients. And if you go into any city, you'll see the biggest and tallest skyscrapers are usually owned and occupied by banks and insurance companies, funds, hedge funds, merchant banks, all these sort of people. You know what I'm talking about, right? So, and this is one of the reasons why I wrote the book, Yes, Money Can Buy You Happiness, is because I wanted to show people they can do it themselves and they don't need to be unhappy with money. They don't need to have that way of thinking about money, and they can be happy and have money. And money does buy you a certain amount of happiness. It's not the be all and end all, but you just can't say to someone who hasn't got any money, oh, you don't need money. Money doesn't buy you happiness. The only people who say that are people who've got loads of it themselves. You know, the royal family, oh, money is not important. I never carry money. Yeah, because, you know, you're a billionaire. You don't need to carry money in your wallet, okay? So, okay, now I'm going to give you 3 quick secrets. Now, these are little known secrets. I'm going to uncover them for you, and a simple system for truly mastering money that will help you start building real wealth and ultimately give you the life you deserve. Now, the first secret, I've already alluded to this, is your money mindset. Your money mindset has got you to where you are today. Not the government, not your parents, not your bad luck or the financial situation because your employer closed that business down. It's you. It's your thinking that's got you to where you are today. And it's far more about what's in your head than what's in your pocket, right? Or your wallet. Now, most people have been programmed to think that money is scarce. Money's hard to come by. You know, that you have to work hard for your money and you need money to make money. Not true. Yeah. You know, what's that old song? Money's too tight to mention, but it wasn't too tight for Simply Red, was it? They were making bundles of it. But you know, these things are fallacies in most cases, right? You know, people don't have to work hard for money. They have to work hard, but it's not, you know, the rich make their money work hard for them, while the poor think they have to always just work hard for money. You know, hard work alone will not bring you wealth. I've seen it with my own dad who got up at 6 o'clock every morning, worked. We didn't see him until 6 o'clock at night. And, you know, he never really accumulated much wealth until until my mum discovered a secret. I won't go into that now, but she discovered a secret of investment and property. That's when their life changed. But hard work alone never made them wealthy, and it won't for you. You need more than that. So, and the rich certainly make their money work hard for them rather than just working hard for the money. Now, we have been programmed really by our parents from an early age. I mean, in the early days, my dad would say things like, we can't afford it, money doesn't grow on trees, what do you think, I'm made of money? So you grow up with this kind of scarcity mentality. It's that T. Harv Eker penned in his book, The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. He talks about the scarcity mentality, that mental ceiling that you put upon yourself. And, it's even now I flash back to it sometimes. Oh, that's expensive. When you think it's only a £20 meal or something, you think, oh, that's a lot of money. So you've got to get out of this scarcity mentality. The only way you can do that is to reprogram yourself and think about how you can change your money mindset, your language and your habits. And that's how I've got out of it. But in my early life, I constantly struggled with money. I was making a good salary, but no matter how much I earned, I never seemed to have enough. I always seemed to say to myself, oh, where did it all go? There was always too much month left at the end of the money, to use that old cliche. Now I'd fall behind with my bills. I'd have creditors chasing me. It's no fun. And being broke is really no way to live, is it? It's no way to exist being broke and worrying about money. And that's one of the reasons why, as I said, I wrote the book, Yes, Money Can Buy You Happiness. But then I discovered a mindset shift which turned my finances around. And since then, once I learned this, I really never looked back, and I started to accumulate money, and I've never really been broke since that time. So it's not how much you earn, but it's how you manage your money that counts. This is the mindset you've got to think about. It's not what you earn, but how you manage it that counts. And making a lot of money alone will not make you rich. I'm sure you've heard of people that have made fortunes and lost fortunes. You may know people that have been in that situation. Certainly I write about it in the book again. I talk about the movie stars that made it all and lost it. Not to make fun of them, but to show you that it's not all about the money you make. It's a different skill set. Making money and keeping money are different skill sets. You look at people like Johnny Depp, earned and spent $500 million in his lifetime. Now, he's not broke yet, but he will be broke unless he changes his habits. But lots of movie stars, Nicolas Cage, have been through and lost fortunes. Mike Tyson is a classic example, earned $300 million in his lifetime and blew it all. And there's lots of reasons for that. But, his mindset was one of the things. It's almost like he couldn't, he was born poor. He wanted to be poor again. I've just got to blow this money, got to spend it. When he came to London, he just went around and spent all the money he'd earned. Before he even stepped into the ring, he'd spent that money. And his manager, I think it was Frank Warren, said, he was just going to shops and buy crazy things. Michael Jackson was another one. He was almost broke by the time he died. Elvis Presley had been through a fortune in his lifetime. Again, it's almost like they couldn't, the amount of money they had was above their mental money thermostat and just had to get rid of it. But that's a whole new thing that I go through in the book and the course that I run. Now, just think about that for the moment. So it's not just remember that point. It's not about what you earn that counts. It's what you do with it and how you treat it. And that comes back to your mindset. It's how you manage your money. Secret 2 then is you can't improve what you cannot measure. You cannot improve what you cannot measure. This is an old management tool. Any company needs to measure things. They have KPIs, right? So you can't improve it unless you can measure it. And most people don't know where they are right now. They have no idea how much money they even spend. And I found this as a financial advisor. I'd see people who were, struggling or broke, and those people didn't really know where their money was going. And if you said to them, how much is your rent? Oh, I think it's about this. How much is your mortgage? Well, let me just look that up. They wouldn't know. And yet the people I saw that had money behind them, not necessarily millionaires, but they just had a bit of money. They were comfortable. They knew exactly where their money was going. and they could tell you down to a penny, I spend on this, I spend on that, and they could balance the books. Now, think of yourself as a business. If you were a business, you would do things differently. Now, you may be an employee right now, but it doesn't matter. You can still think of yourself mentally as a business, but you are hiring yourself out for time, for money. Yeah, so that you could be a consultant business, okay? Even if you're an employee. Now, as a business, you would make a list of all your commitments. You'd put these in the accounts. You'd have management accounts. You'd have end of year accounts, quarterly, monthly accounts, and make a list of your current commitments, your income, your regular expenditure, your outgoings. They could be fixed outgoings, like, in a business, it would be office rent. In your case, it could be your rent, your mortgage, and your salaries would be fixed outgoings. And then you'd have your variable outgoings, which for personal situations could be holidays, Christmas, birthdays, and that sort of thing. Make a list of them all, and this could be done on a spreadsheet or a bit of paper, but spreadsheet is ideal because it's recurring things that go on each month. And then list your assets and liabilities. Your assets could be things like a property, and your liability could be the mortgage. So if you own a property worth, say, £100,000 and your mortgage is £90,000, then you would calculate your net worth by deducting the mortgage from the asset. So your mortgage is £90,000, your property is £100,000. You deduct the mortgage from the property value, your net worth would be £10,000, $10,000, euros, or whatever currency you use. And that would be your net worth. So a business would have a balance sheet and would show a bottom line figure of net worth, and then it would have accounts, which at the end of the month or the year, they would show what's come in, what's gone out, and this is our net profit, or your gross profit, your net profit. This is what's left. And this is what you need to do as an individual. And then you've got to repeat this process every month and start balancing the monthly figures and balancing the net worth to see where you are today and where you are each month. And once you start doing this, it will be a monumental change in the shift in your behaviors and your spending habits. Remember, we talk about habits. You've got to measure them to improve them. So once you do that, this alone will make a huge difference. Just doing this alone, writing down everything and measuring it and looking at it each month will make a huge difference. Instead of going overdrawn in the bank and not knowing how much money is coming in, you will know where your money is, and so you won't go overdrawn. You will know how to manage your money properly so that you don't go overdrawn and get charged all these penalties. Okay, step 3 is to focus on building your net worth. The rich buy assets which appreciate in value and build their net worth over the long term. They don't just look at their income, they look at building their net worth. Your net worth is what you're really worth. Okay, they focus on this, whereas the poor people and people who are broke all the time spend their money on liabilities, frivolous things like gadgets, like TVs that spread the whole width of the room, and they go down in value, and they rarely, if ever, build assets and even think about their net worth. The people I saw that lived in a government home, a council flat, a cheap place, and had no money, they always had the biggest TV. It was almost like a law that the people with the least money had the biggest TV. You could almost have a formula for this, And the people I saw with money, they sometimes wouldn't even have a TV in their room, and if they did, it would be a small little old-fashioned TV in the corner. What they did have in their houses were books and things that could teach them things that could educate them. And their kids were there reading the books, they were there studying, not sitting there with a burger in their hand watching TV. So this is a lifestyle shift as well as a money mindset shift. But you got to look at this, right? And I saw this time and time again as I saw thousands of people over the years. So don't spend your money on liabilities that go down in value. Certainly don't borrow money to buy those liabilities on credit cards and finance, because then you're multiplying your propensity to go broke by borrowing money at 16 and 18 and 20%. Concentrate on building assets. Now, obviously, in this short presentation, I haven't got time to go through the whole thing. I cover this in my courses and my book, but I hope that these little shifts in your mindset and your thinking will help you and open up your mind and set you on the road to recovery, if you like, or set you on the road to financial freedom and prosperity, because there's an abundance out there. You don't have to think of scarce and lack, because there is abundance out there. So I hope this is this little presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. If you found it useful, please click the like button, hit the like button, and share it with your friends, and follow me on social media. I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn, so that we can give more people value and free content. So please like and share this if you find it useful, because it helps with the algorithms, right? Now, I'm offering this week 3 free discovery coaching calls to help you get started, to discover where you are, where you'd like to go, and how we can possibly help you with your journey to financial freedom, if you like. So if you're interested in that, just message me on Messenger, or you'll see a message box down there where you can get in touch with me and let me know if you're interested in booking that discovery call. So thanks for listening. This is Charles Kelly, bringing you money tips to help you save, earn, accumulate, and enjoy more money. Thanks for listening, and please hit that like button and share the content. Thank you very much. Bye for now.